world of another world. Smoking out the other room travels right over. All blue smells like it everywhere. All out here in the driveway smells like it. We're gonna have to leave the door open. People are yelling. People are yelling. I got these buckets. It was funny, and then I started finding a bunch of wire. We gotta get rid of those lamps. This thing. Yeah, you can't do anything here. The options are totally limited. What's going on in this place? What the weed smell? Like everything smell like weed. Burn it. Get it. Old Blue, the oil's over it. It's freaking like 400 miles. It's never like 400, 500 miles. It's never been over that much ever. Nobody cares. They just keep running the shit out of it. Nobody cares. It's pissing out oil. We don't care. We're worried about the radio not working. That's what they're worried about when everything else is falling apart. And I know why the radio doesn't work, because they flooded the fucking interior about like at least 100 times, maybe 150 times in this last year alone. That many times. And all that water just goes everywhere. The console has been filled up with water sometimes, with that much water, and the amplifier's right underneath that. So that's why that doesn't work right, because it's been flooded over and over and over and over again. Someone thinks it's not the cause, though. Anyway, I don't care. I don't care. Because they don't care. Why even waste my time? Anyway, we gotta leave this door open, and it's so goddamn humid. Just to get the weed smell out. Just to get the weed smell. The garage smells like it. My room smells like it. The attic smells like it. Every fucking day. Every fucking day. And I'm fucking tired of it, to be honest with you. I'm trying my hardest to get rid of as much stuff that I can every day. Sell as much stuff I can get every single day. Just so I can move on. And it's really not a lot every day, but it's something. It's something. Trying to. And then find higher value stuff every day too, and get rid of the shit that's low value. Just scrap it. That no one would ever buy. So there's that. Anyway, we're filthy dirty. Clothes get dirty every day. Everything gets dirty every day. Anything in there? Oh my god, this is a glitter thing. Filled with glitter. That's bad. I got a glitter bucket. Anyway. One day, if we keep it up, though, we'll be able to afford our own stuff again, instead of going through other people's stupid shit. And, you know, doing stuff like that. It sucks. But yeah, unbelievable how dumb it is. Just keep running the fucking shit out of the truck, crashing into everything, crashing in the mirrors, crashing in the bumper, not checking the oil, not checking the coolant, there's nothing. Just run, 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 run. Driving high, burning holes over the airbag, the steering wheel, the seat belt, the door panel, burn holes all over it. The console looks like a blind person with a fucking lighter was in there, just putting burn holes all over it. Out of fucking control. Then you get another one doing the same shit and just out of control. What lowlifes. If you're ever a person of integrity, a person of knowledge, and people would actually say, okay, that's pretty cool, instead of someone who just fucking destroys everything, that's something to be. That's something to strive for. Be someone who actually does something with their life, productive, and doesn't just sit around and fucking do drugs all day, smoking out the place every 15 minutes because they're a drug addict, and another one's doing cigarettes every 5 to 15 minutes, or the food every 5 to 15 minutes. You know, there we go. That's not being a person of integrity. It's being a nightmare, and just destroying yourself and destroying everything around you, making everyone's life inconvenient, and you just don't give a fuck. So anyway, those people get a special spot in hell when they are at their judge time. Whatever they think they will go, that's just their narcissism in there. They will think, oh, I'm gonna go this, and I'm a great person, this and that. No, that's what narcissist, whatever the fuck that word is, and everyone's kind of like that these days. So common these days. People always blame everything on everyone else, point the blame, don't want to admit to any of their failures, any of their damage, blame the product, blame the people, blame whatever, but never blame themselves. Can't do that. No, I'm fine. It's everybody else. Everyone else's problem. I'm gonna rant, scream, whatever. If you're always having a problem, and you're blaming it on everyone else, you're the problem. If you don't see that, you're the problem. If you're having all these problems in your life, you're the problem. I'm telling you. That's what it is. It's no one else being the problem. It's you being the problem. So that's that. Simple as that. I remember I picked these about a month ago. Still haven't put them away. Drill some holes. Anyway. I think there's a couple other places we gotta go figure out. Truck's falling apart though, but I don't even care. It still runs. It's totally a scrapper truck. You ever go to the scrap iron yard and you see people with scrapper trucks and they're misfiring and shit, and they're running rich as hell and they're leaking coolant? That's what my shit's turning into. It's alright. Even at that stage, they still go a long period of time. The whole place stinks again though. Can't run the air conditioner. It's humid as all shit in the house. You can't run the air conditioner because of the weed smell. Nothing you can do about it. You know, one day it'll just get caught driving, I guess. Get a DUI. Like all the other old people around here who are driving, smoking weed in their car. In Condo Land, they're all smoking weed on the balconies now. When you ride your bike around, you can't even ride your bike around and enjoy fresh air anymore. I told people this with the cigarettes. The cigarettes used to be really, really bad. Remember in America how many years it took for them to ban cigarettes finally, so people can't smoke in front of a building, and to get the smell. People can't smoke in restaurants, so the secondhand smoke. The people can't smoke on airplanes. How many years did that take in America? I remember as a child, they still had smoking in the hotels and everything. The hotels are banked down with this horrible cigarette smell, and everyone had to deal with smokers. Now everyone's smoking pot, and everything smells like smoke. We got nowhere in society. We got nowhere at all in society. Now we have a bunch of useless zombies smoking pot everywhere, and everything smells like weed. Everything. And when you're on the road, people is driving, smoking weed. People are on the balconies over here in Condo Land, smoking weed. You can't ride your bike. You can't walk your dog. Everything smells like weed. I got one I'm related to smoking weed in the fucking house, and the whole attic smells like it. That's fucked up. That's fucked up. Smoking weed every time they go for a drive, which is actually illegal. It's a DUI. But no one cares because they're all doing it around Condo Land. Or around here. So like I told you, I drive now. I figure out who the fuck's driving the weed car. I cut right in front of them. And I keep slowing down. You can tell right away because they got their window cracked. And usually the windows, they're usually driving like a fucked up car too. Always a stoner has a fucked up car. And the windows are always like nasty on it from all the smoke. You can tell right away. So you just do that. And I advise everyone else doing that. The war with the fucking stoners. That's what I say. It's a terrible thing. Just like drunks, man. Drunks and alcoholics. Drinking while driving. It's the same fucking shit. It's just sloppiness. Totally sloppy. It's just trash. Trash is trash. That's all it comes down to. So there's that. There's my rant. It's total shit. People want to be shit though. Just don't help those people or give them any integrity at all. Because they're shit. That's all I can say. So, there's that. Shit. Anyway. What else? We got many things to do. I gave this guy a deal on Jeep bumpers, like super good deal. I'm even like dividing a Jeep bumper, 330 area code. Don't even know where that is. Might be like Chicago or something. All these freaks are back around here. So I give him a deal, and I'll split up my Jeep bumper deal, and I sell him only the rear one for $60. And now he's bitching that like, oh, it doesn't have plate lights and oh this and that. He wants fucking everything, hardware, all this shit. And I'm giving him a deal. I'm like, I'm not even gonna reply anymore. Fuck that guy. And it comes to a point with people too. And it's like the other things. You only can go so far with people, and they constantly want more, and they want to bitch and complain about the most littlest things. Then this fuck them and move on. You know, I don't want to deal with any complainers. I complain enough. I complain about everything, but you know what? Everything I complain about, I will actually fix it, but it will take time. So there's that. And a Q&A sticker. Eat bread ends? Yeah, eat bread ends. It says eat bread ends. Eat bread ends. Answer. Answer. There we go. Put it in. There we go. Cool color. Answer. Done. Start Q&A. Eat bread ends. I don't know. What are bread ends? It's fun. Anyway. Hopefully we can run the air conditioner again. And do the other shit. We gotta figure out our pallet jack though, and why the wheel ends. It's funny. I keep on getting more and more. God is sending me a message or something. I keep getting more and more kind of like transport like items. I got shrink wrap the other day for boxes and packages, like that big shit you wrap around pallets. Okay. We found a pallet box. Yes. Now we found a pallet jack. Yes. We found a crank handle for a semi-truck trailer. That was weird. Right after we got our CDL, it was in the road by the junkyard. A crank handle for the trailer on the, you know, it has 2 little bolts on it to keep it on for your landing gear. We found that. We found this too. Think about this trucking shit. I think God's sending me a message, man. God's sending me a message. And a dumpster. Where are my 3 red reflective triangles? They're down here in that box over there. We found those in a dumpster. So this is just very, very strange that I keep finding trucking related stuff, transport related stuff in the trash, and it's giving me hope, because I almost lost hope in that, and maybe God's telling me to not lose hope and keep trying, and then eventually I'll get to what I have to do in my plan. My plan to make $2 or whatever might work. I don't know. Who knows? It might. Anyway. Hopefully more people buy stuff. Keep sending me people, please. Keep sending me people. I forgot to tell the man that bought the solar cover before. He is now the 4th person, I think. I think he's the 4th. That came by on Facebook Marketplace. We had one Craigslister show up and buy a ladder, who was super weird and spacey from Hawaii. They seemed like they were on drugs or something, and they shook my hand very, very hard. I don't know why. Look at my hair. My hair is screwed. We gotta do a DOA haircut. Maybe we can get to that by at least Monday or Tuesday. We can get to that. Yeah, I could do it myself. So that's that. And yeah, I think so. Again, 1 Craigslister, 4 Facebook Marketplace people. Well, 2 in the last week. The guy who bought the bike, and they bought the solar cover. So things do move. Price it right. Sell unique items. And move on. And do it over and over and over again. Now I found sources. I found very easy sources to get items. I used to solely rely on condo land to give me scrap metal or trash to go resell, and this place dried up. So yeah, we ain't doing residential no more. We created a route, like I told everyone. I created a route, doing the same places that I always go to, and I can expand it a lot if I really care to. I can expand this to like 50 stops instead of only like 5. I can easily do that. But the ones I'm picking, I'm very, very satisfied with what I'm getting out of them. So I don't really have to venture any far yet. But yeah, I created a route to go around and collect. Every time I go out and go someplace, I hit up the same places. And huge findings, huge amounts of scrap, huge and fast. Yep. What we did learn though, we were leaving our vehicle running when we were going to the dumpsters. Now, when you see stuff in there and it's a lot, engine off, save fuel. That's what we learned. Save fuel, engine off. Too much running time. So I can have I can burn like a gallon of gas. It's idling. So now off. Changed it. Anyway, um, everything smells. I smell. So I get working on pallet jack. Pallet jack, I had no idea. The little load wheels in the front. That's what I love about dumpster diving and trash. Your education on how things work, huge, through the roof. Because a lot of times you educate yourself and you figure out how things work for things that you bought and you spent money on, and because things are so much money, you can't really afford to buy much. So if you're working on stuff that you got absolutely for free and you're figuring out how it works, your like education level of this how systems work and how designs were through the roof, and you can decipher it and figure it out on someone else's dime. It's like the trash education has been the most like best education that I ever have gotten. It's myself and just figuring out what things are and how they work and how to repair them, or being better at diagnosing and figure out what's broken with the product, because you can't ask anyone because the person's not there. They just abandoned it in a dumpster and walked away. So crazy. But a pallet jack has two little push rods on it. You have your little lifting thing in the front, and that moves the little crank handle, and that pushes the two little push rods that go in the bottom, which move those little load wheels in the front up and down as well. So that's how the little wheels go up in the front. So I'll do the same system. I have an adjustment problem with one, or possibly one is bent. So we'll figure it out. I have had this problem though. I worked at BJ's Wholesale. My truck got wrecked in the parking lot. I think a semi truck actually hit it. I don't know. Yeah, this place was really bad parking. And then people would like throw shopping carts on your car and everything. It was a terrible place for a couple of months. I was so happy when I got the job at the Toyota dealer. Finally, I had to take a shit job, and then all the money I made at that shit job went into repairing the vehicle. So I actually no. What happened was, this is the story. What happened was, Bozo and Bozette were going nuts that I didn't have a job or something, but I was gonna get a job because I went to car school. I went to car school, and car school would have gave you a job at a dealer. Okay, that's what's cool about car school. You were set up actually working at a dealer. It was like mint. After having employment problems till I was about 20 years old. And before, when I was 18 to 20 years old, I was basically a seller, and I was just selling stuff. That's how I got by. I was just selling items, car parts, eBay items, stuff like that. That's all I did to get by. Could expand on a lot if I knew about scrapping. Well, I did scrap a little bit, but not of any substantial. If you want to be a scrapper, you got to go out there every single day and at least hit up the scrapyard once a week. That's being a successful scrap man. But yeah, I worked at a BJ's Wholesale place because Bozo and Bozette were freaking out that I didn't have a job, and it was the only place that would like hire you. So it was like, I don't know what the hell, pay was shit. It was like $7 an hour or something in like 2006. And yeah, the truck got wrecked. I think like the first or second day, that was a sign to not be there. Whole front end was fucked up on the truck. Broke the grill shell, pushed in the bumper, broke a headlight, broke a cornering light. Good amount of damage. Didn't get the hood, didn't get the fender. And then I got that later. I got the hood and the fender later. Like 3 years later. Because I'm gonna ate all the food and I went out in a snowstorm. Same side. Yeah. So that was their problem, and I was like, oh yeah, that's real cool. Yep. Tell me to go do some bullshit place, some crackhead fucking area, be there all day, and that's the thing I get. So all that time was total waste. All that money that I spent went into fixing a vehicle. It wasn't even fucking mine. They should have turned it into an insurance company, really, but Bozo wouldn't. And I'm driving a fucking truck, and the lights are falling out of it and shit. Like, what kind of shit is that? Because they just want to sit around and smoke more weed, I guess, at the time, when that was what they were doing. And they didn't even live there, too. They were, like, living here at the time. No one gave a fuck. I'm barely struggling. Barely getting by. and people are buying shitty condos for $400,000 that are worth nothing. That were the size of a postage stamp. Yeah. And meanwhile, New York properties were the same price. They were like 300, 400,000 back then. And now those same 300, 400,000 New York properties, they're like $1.2 million. And the ones in Florida, they're what? They're what? $400, $450, 450, maybe six. Didn't go up that much. Over there it did though. Right around the corner, those houses were like 400,000 when we first probably moved here, or I got here, and they're worth like $1.2 million. So they went up over there because they weren't in a condo. Yeah, condos still go up in value. So other things too. Anyway, that's what you get though when you do dumb shit. And yeah, I used to use pallet jacks there though at that BJ's Wholesale, and a lot of the pallet jacks there are ghetto as all fucking the same thing. One wheel would go up, one wheel wouldn't. So it was weird. When you released it, one wheel uh, went down. You had it in there crooked, and then you could lift it up, and then that was bad. So it's a common issue with those. I've seen it. So when I saw it, I was like, oh, it's bringing back memories. So yeah, I keep getting transport shit though. One day I hope I find a lot of big heavy ratchet straps, like 2-inch ones. I hope I find some. I should go pick the tow truck guy's dumpster at night. I was actually hired over there, like in like August of last year, 2024, last year. But I left the first day I was there. I was there for like a 10-hour day. It wasn't a bad deal. It was a long day. I was with John, who was really, really nice, real professional, really good driver. Couldn't have asked for a better person really to ride with. I learned a lot on that day. A lot of little things that we never had at the auction, like a snatch block or skates. A lot of things are how to properly strap down a car with the 4 straps and the forklift. You know, that was enough for me. What I was missing in my transport and towing career. So I learned a lot about that. And I was like, damn, what if you spent another day there? You would have learned even more. You know, you kind of knew about it already, but you never really put it to motion, but you knew like kind of a little bit, so when you were putting it to motion it was easy. But yeah, I bailed on that place because of the bullshit here and the yelling and the screaming and the other shit. People bashing and crashing all night, yelling on the phone all night, you know, eating all the food. If you had any food or packed any food, it was all gone. So, you know, it's just not being a cooperative place. I said this is a great opportunity, but it's not a good opportunity with the psychotic shit that I have to deal with in my home. So I'm gonna be poor, and I'm just gonna have to be a junk man for now on. And I decided to get the Go On because John had one, CDL, and I was like, yeah, you know what, that could fix my problems. And you know, then you're allowed to drive any size truck, and you could also live in a truck. And I thought about getting that too, living in a semi truck as well. How actually convenient it is during the storms here, because then you have a semi truck with a bunk in it, and you can run the AC, and like your house is dead, but the truck has all power in there, and you get power hookups. You know, it's like a camper. So there you go. That's why I came up with that. Well, at least we achieved that. But yeah, we keep finding trucking and transport kind of stuff. I think for a reason. It's like we keep finding scrap for a reason. It's this thing. Ray, the scrap guy, who I thought was weird, but now I like the guy. I used to see him from a distance, never talked to him. Now I like the guy. You know, and I see why he's hustling, trying to get scrap metal. Scrap metal, because he's broke. So, he really is broke. So, good for him, hustling. 78 years old, the guy is. He's 78 years old. Has an old truck and trailer and is collecting scrap metal to get by. Says on a good day, he gets about $50. On a bad day, it's like $40. He goes there, loads up the whole trailer, dumps it off. Doesn't really sort anything, nothing. So, yeah, he was explaining that all to me. How things just come to people. Are you a believer? That's what he asked me. Are you a believer? Are you a believer? I go, yeah. I'm a believer. That's why we get all this good stuff in the back. And he kind of laughed. He goes, "That's right. Yeah, that's why we get it. Because we're looking for it and we're struggling. And you find ways to get by. You know, right in front of you. And decisions come and you're able to say yes or no. They will literally fall right in front of you. Like people say, fallen angel. You know, fallen angel, your fallen opportunity will be right in front of you. Whether you want to see it or not. And do something with it. But it will be there right in front of you. Everybody, as long as you're a believer, you'll see it. So, maybe that's why we keep getting trucking shit. I don't know. So we get by. Yeah. Because again, if things are made to work out, they will work out. If things are not made to work out, they will not work out. So keep on trying. Maybe there is a place and a position or something else or someone we're going to meet inspirational that this hasn't happened yet. And we have to have more patience. But in the meantime, we're getting enough junk and sales to keep us going, to pay off what we need to pay off. So what's that? Another reason I think there was a higher power, I used to buy stuff, and it would always come smashed and damaged. And then I would wind up either returning it, or sometimes getting it for free. Sometimes I got a replacement, and also that replacement came smashed. And another thing came smashed. Then I sometimes bought it back later, and I got a killer deal on it. It was weird. Like, I got the same thing because I returned it. It kept coming to me smashed, so like I say, it made it to be. So I just returned it, thought about it later, and like months, years later, I picked up the same item. It's like a killer deal slashed down. It's weird. So that was something made to be as well, maybe. Or it just wasn't made to be, like things you owning it. And it comes smashed. Like a TD4 headlights that I bought on the car, and I kind of spent all my money on them. It was like $800, and they came smashed. And then the guy was really cool, and he just gave me back all the money because the lights came smashed. Are they fixable? I don't know. They're still in the box. That's cracked tabs. Needs plastic repair. You know. The headlight bracket is cracked in 2 places. It's like a fiber bracket. The bracket on the headlight's broken. So, I don't know. I don't know. So, things are a reason. Things happen for a reason. So, when you're not chosen, don't worry about it. Anyway, we need a haircut, bro. And we got other things to do. I think we're gonna sell or scrap my Radio Shack Cat 5e. I got so much Cat 6 now. I don't really need Cat 5e anymore. Should I get rid of all my Cat 5e cables? Maybe. Cat 6. Oh, did I put those? Yeah, I think I put them away. I have boxes of Cat 6 cable on a spool. It's pretty nice stuff. Not much left, but enough. Probably like as much as over here. I got that from the crazy guy next. I'll mute. I got that from the crazy guy next door. That Radio Shack Cat 5e a while ago, and you know I just used some for my camera. And then I got a Cat 6A cable or something that runs all the way around here to the other camera. I had a spool of that, which is pretty cool. And I found that in Condo Land. That was Hubble brand cat wire that someone threw out. And it was still good wire, and I used that to run my it's shielded too from my camera in the front. So it's still working after all these years. So it's pretty cool to get free cat wire, because you can wire internet or cameras absolutely free. You don't have to buy it. Even though I do have a spool of Cat 6 cable now, I bought it for like $80. I don't really need it because I have all free shit. So I don't know. I don't know what to think about it. We'll just keep it. It's kind of chilling up there. But any other broken stuff has to go. I found that too, a fishing wire right there, if you see it in the dumpster, or passing through wire, which is pretty cool. So that was neat. You don't really need to buy much. But I hope I find some of these next. If I could wish for anything, some fat ratchet straps. I've been finding smaller ratchet strap ratchets as well. Ray don't know how to use these. The old guy from Louisiana, who's scrapper, he doesn't know how to use ratchet straps. I gotta go show him. He goes, oh, I always have trouble with those. He just ties everything in a knot in his trailer. I go, what? Ratchet straps shit. I had a really bad load the other day and I had everything ratchet strapped down. I was able to run like almost 50 miles an hour and nothing moved on the truck. I was making big turns and shit. Like Crazy Bob used to tell me about the tow truck and I didn't believe. I didn't believe him. But Crazy Bob was right. Because as long as you have, there's my strap. It's jammed. Things are way bad. As long as you have a strap on the car, around the wheels, or to the deck, whatever, thing's not going anywhere. We use the same size straps as these on the car, but it had the different end on them. So, he was right though. I mean, that car did not move with these straps. You can pull it 80 miles an hour down the road. You had these going across the wheel, you know, on the wheel left. I didn't even run safety chains. We didn't have any. So, well, they broke. But yeah, it'll work. Ratchet strap. It's amazing. It holds so much. Holds the damn car down to the wheel lift. You can even, when you're towing a big truck too, or using like those little V-fork things, the little U-forks on the wheel lift, you can just run a ratchet strap around the wheel lift to the front I-beam, and that keeps it down too. It won't pop off. It's amazing. Ratchet straps are pretty damn cool. Can't have enough of them. You just go into, you make a web of ratchet straps. So, yeah, regretting not getting those compressors though a week ago. Hopefully God will give us another opportunity and they'll throw another one out or something. I don't know, they threw out a couple already. They had no compressor heads though. These ones had compressor heads on them still. But hopefully that would be nice. And then the cheap Taiwan ones, like the Rollair I have outside, which is missing the control box. I gotta go get a box like this. If anyone has one off a dead compressor, let me know. It has the little hose on it, so it shuts it off. And the on and off, I need a little control box like that for my Rollair. I need that from my wheelie tank. But all these little guys, like even this one, they're all made in Taiwan. Like this one's made in Taiwan. The Rollair ones are made in Taiwan. They're all made at like the same factory, but they're okay. They're okay for what they are. It's direct drive, electric motor. Way better than that airless shit that I had. This thing actually keeps up. Even when these tanks are depleted and the compressor runs, it keeps up and never goes dry. So this little compressor is pretty good for the size of what I live in. You know, it does the job fine. That's what I use. And this is made for like a finish nailer for real. It can run an impact though. It's only like 4 CFM. But it's better than what I used to have. Anyway. Sure pumps up fast. You need an air compressor. Oh, another guy wants to buy an air compressor. I gotta go over to the storage place when they fix the pallet jack and try to figure out that. I think he wants it for like 80 bucks. It's an oiled one. He can have it. Anyway. So much shit. We'll get there. We'll get there. Oh, look at garage door opener over there. Funny joke. The guy next door, he's losing his mind or something. He jumps the garage door on his Mercedes next door. So I'm like, yo. He's blaming me first. I'm like, I'm trying to explain what to do, and he's like being arrogant because he usually is. It's like an old guy from New York. So I'm trying to explain to him what to do, and he's like, yeah, don't touch anything. No. I'm like, bro, shut up, listen. Shut up. He's like trying to pull the car away from the garage door and it's caught on it. I'm like, don't do that, man. I'm gonna pull the whole door down. Don't do that. And I just start walking away like, fuck it. You know, I ain't dealing with old people shit. They do dumb shit. Fuck old people who do dumb shit. Fuck them. That's their problem. You're old. You should know better by then. Anytime you see old people doing dumb shit, just walk away and laugh at them and say, fuck them, I'm not helping. Anyway, he screws up the door opener. He screws up some other shit. Says some company charged him $1,400 to replace that. I'm like, what? $1,400 to replace the whole garage door opener? I left. This one was replaced, I think, by the cool overhead door guy here. He's pretty cool. He does really nice work too. I think they charged whatever like the garage door opener costs. They charged like it was like $100 to $150 more than for you to buy the whole unit yourself. So it was like basically a no-brainer to pay the extra $100 something, have them install it, and have them be liable for like a year, like two, whatever the hell it was for the warranty period. It was like a no-brainer to do that. So, and then you didn't even have to deal with it. And I asked the guy too, can I keep the old one? I keep it for parts and scrapper, and he understood. So I traded in a piece of extruded because all these shitty ones, they're aluminum, and they have that big pole. These are steel. Yeah, $1,400. They gotta get ripped, man. I'm in the wrong business. Guys over there late at night doing the garage door. $1,400. Crazy. People pay it though. They don't shop around. They just say, yeah, do it, and then they worry about it later. Fuck that. Anyway. Shit. Shit. Anyway. We got things to clean up. Things to do.